giving the new show.
What's that?
And that should hopefully resolve some of our volume issues. Let us know if you can tell a difference.
So we can't turn it off now.
Just found out the mic is always hot, so we will try our hardest to bring you the most action as we go into commercial. Johnny Scott throws a score and goal. Head coach Mick Stooks heading down to see, obviously set up a defense, see what he wants to do here. See if they keep that hard man, but as Ardrey Kell will be going downwind this point, what will he run?
And that makes...
Sure glad it's not cold.
Makes the score 1-1. And just to let you guys know, it is cold out here. If anyone wants to bring hot chocolate, it will be greatly appreciated. We're out here at Ramblewood Park. There's the pull ins about just past half field. Ardrey Kell, three-man cup. It looks like the first zone of the game. And it is a turnover by Ardrey Kell, just off her hands. Oh, a beautiful throw by Nick McCahan. And JD the Robocop just lets it go outside his hands. It's almost like he kind of withdrew, pulled back his hands as he went for it there. I don't know if he was getting a little contact there. I thought he had it. And then Nick McCann picks up a D, just patrolling those passing lanes, picking off everything. Watch Jillian Scott. Hopefully he gets a swing off right here. He is really pivotal. There goes to Rachel. And here we go. This should, obviously that wind is coming right into where that throw is going. Good to know the volume's working. I hope you guys don't get too tired of my voice. Des will be coming with us soon, and he is the man of ultimate wisdom, pun intended. And as you know me, I do love puns, so anyone who wants to send any puns, comments, anything like that, we want to see it. Alright, another, looks like a three-man cup, forcing line. This is, if you're a younger player, this is where pivots are so important right here. Anytime you're in a cup and you're the handler, you want that cup to be moving their hands, to be thinking you're throwing. So keep throwing fakes, keep throwing pivots. You never, anytime the cup's able to stay still and not fear throws, it's a win. You want that cup to be exhausted. You want to keep them running, and you just want to keep them moving. But right now, Jelani Scott disc throws it up line into the wind, and a big D. Here we go. It is Ardrey Kell with the disc, and it looks like they are man. And a huge huck, a beautiful huck. That was probably 50-yard huck, just with the wind, fell in perfectly. Let's see what happens here. Nick McCann smartly drops off the disc, picks up, and now it's back to 7-on-7 ultimate. And they get the stock count up there, force a poor throw, and it will be Countryside disc. Scott moves up line, number 33. here's another important thing. When you're on the line like that, cut in harder than get out. Anyone who stands close to the line is just drawing defenders. It is quite possibly one of the worst things you can do is just, as an offensive player, just stand in on that line. Big catch by Rachel Simpson. Kind of taken down by the defender unintentionally. Hops up, throws it to JD, the RoboCop. Let's see if he gets his swing off. Right to McCann, and this could be... No, he looked for the huck, smartly pulled it in, holstered that bad boy in this win. Goes to JD, right back, and here we go. This is your throw you want, right here. All right, let's see what happens. And a big goal, and he dropped it. Oh, he had it up there, looked pretty, and unfortunately the worst thing possibly could happen, a doink. And they're back in the 3-man. Let's see if he throws fakes there. No, they just huck it, and that's going out of bounds. Guess it's part of that punt game. I don't think that one was really planned, though. But, you get, with a win like this, you can kind of bank on punting and then throwing a zone. But it looks like they're keeping it man, which kind of puts an additional pressure on their defense. Let's see how Countryside reacts to this punt and works their way up. Kind of interesting that you'd punt it like that and not throw Z. Another big connect, feet in. Jelani Scott is up. Oh, and they fought themselves for it. And they're just hucking it. It is Huckfest 2K13 out here for Ardrey Kell. McCann, Simpson, and Jelani Scott trio is just unstoppable. Big throw to JD for a score. And that should make the score 3-1 Countryside. Little trivia for you guys. What did Charlotte Ultimate used to be called? Charlotte Ultimate became this year an ultimate rebranding, if you will. I mean, I'm on fire right now, but it was just a really exciting thing to see this happen with the way it's grown. The leadership has been amazing, but what was it used to be called? Let's see it on the social stream. Everything's working. Hey, who's number 33?
James.
All right, looks like Nick McCann scoring. Anyone know that trivia question? I will give you a virtual high five. Dez says he knows it. Big pull, but does not look... Oh, it did! Did it turn over? And they're calling it brick.
2-1. Right, because we started that with 2-1. Right?
Yeah.
You started down at the other end? Right. Yeah, it's 2-1.
It scores actually 2-1, but we'll catch it up. That was a long point.
Yeah. There's been a couple of
Man, this guy is a coach, he's a broadcaster, he's a screamer, and he's in the broadcast booth helping us out all night long. And a turnover by
Cleaning the porta potty.
Ardrey Kell. And Jelani Scott from his swings it to Rachel Simpson. Let's see what she does. Looks for a big throw. Whoop, whoop. Oh, and it's down. I can't really describe what just happened there, but it is Rachel Simpson now hucking it to Nick McCann. And is he in? He's definitely in the bushes right now, but that is a score, it looks like. That will now make it 3-1. Don't die, Dez. Dez is up here filming, multitasker. The only goal is he doesn't fall off the top of the truck.
This is my biggest fear.
He's living in fear right now.
My biggest fear is that I will forget where I am and take one step back.
He's just so happy to be out here that he just turned lethargic. He's just about to fall asleep every time until a wind gust knocks him over.
There's no falling asleep. I have hypothermia concerns.
He says he can't fall asleep. There's hypothermia concerns. The lights are on. Hey Des, what country makes you shiver?
I know there's an answer here.
Chile.
Chile. Oh my God. Is this what we've got left? Is this all we have left?
We have a player out here in shorts and a t-shirt. I admire her gusto.
Kids.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Kids these days. Alright, let's see what Ardrey keeps with that hucking strategy. It's kind of interesting. I agree with the hucking, but not the man. I want to see what happens. So it looks like, is this a 2 man? And a D by, very easy D by. Yes, the word is nonchalant. And a huck. Oh, the handler goes deep. And a score. That makes it 4-1.
I still suck on camera.
Okay, Nick McCanahan and Jelani Scott coming off. We'll see how the team that's dropping their 2 of their better handlers along with Rachel Simpson. Let's see how they react on offense. See if they can stay patient like they have been all game. Looks like tight man defense going on.
I can tell you one thing, the camera loves mixed dukes.
Okay, yes, that's what we're hearing. The camera does love mixed dukes. You see that little shaking? It's Dez actually fighting mixed good looks to keep him off.
My excitement.
Hey, how do dinosaurs pay their bills?
Wait a minute. I don't know how.
Tyrannosaurus checks. It is Kawa. There you go, Brad Kessling. It is Kawa. Charlotte Area Ultimate Association, I think. Am I correct, Des?
Yeah.
I'm on fire tonight.
CAUA.
If only that fire would make me a little bit warmer. Kawa. Kawabunga.
Quality broadcast.
I'm willing to drop a pin and send it to anybody if they'd bring me hot chocolate right now. It's good to see that one of our favorite fans, Wesley Dudas, is back. Wesley, how you been?
Signed up late for Spring League, dude.
Signing up late for Spring League? Oh, Wesley, I do not think as highly of you as I once did digitally. Let's see what he does. Oh, there he's got the open man in.
Wesley looks better on paper.
Des is on fire. Says Wesley looks better on paper anyway. It's always good to get a fax from Wesley. Did you know that faxes are becoming big in Japan now?
Why?
They had 3 million sold. People like the feeling of being able to get a paper document. The more you know.
Can't wait to get on camera so we can talk about these things. On the microphone.
Me and Des are having a lovely conversation, but you can
We
only
might
hear
even
one
include
side.
the audience eventually.
If I could, thank you, Brad. We appreciate it. If Brad could drive, he would bring us hot cocoa. And a big huck and a turnover. Ardrey Kell disc. I really want to see them identify 1 or 2 guys who just are their main handlers and let them power that engine that is an offense. We love to use analogies in any sport, and it's kind of the offense for, especially a vert offense for Ultimate is like a steam engine. You have those guys who are the conductors who are pushing it, but the pistons are the people cutting it. And a prompt turnover. They keep trying these blady hucks in the wind. It's got to be difficult to convert. And we got a big put by Rachel. Oh, did he catch? Oh, a turnover. Almost a laying out catch by the RoboCop, but he probably needs to go oil his joints now. There was a short circuit in that catching. Another trying to get a big huck, but it lands out of bounds, so it's just going to be all the way up there. So let's see what Rachel Simpson does here. Let's see if she tries to get off the line, which is probably the number one thing you want to do. Well, actually, number one thing to score. But you don't want to jam it up that line right there for a score. You want to get that swing off. And she throws it up line, just over, and caught. Great catch and score. Sister Rachel Simpson. We could not quite see the number of the person catching it. Let's see if I know how to work replay. I do not know how to work replay. They give us all these fancy gadgets, but do not show us how to use it. Now shouldn't it get 5-1 Countryside?
Now a word from our sponsor, McGirt Trucking Company. And Powerade for when you need a lift. Or McGirt Trucking for when you also need a lift.
Oh, that cold wind just hurt real bad. That pole gets about halfway there, but it is a roller, but dies because of this wind. And the always thing to do is punt it. Never too hard. You want it to end up just about where it is, but if you kick it, let it sit, it gets you a little bit of time. And another huck. Who would have guessed? And a score. That was a beautiful throw right there. I guess if you keep doing, you're going to succeed sometime. But what I don't get is they keep doing it, and Countryside is giving them that deep. You know, if a team has scored and has shown the only way they can score is to throw it deep, you would think you would guard deep. I see that question, Brett. I'm going to save it till Des gets down here to talk about MLU versus AUDL, about his preference. Des is actually debating on coming back and playing for one of those leagues, and we'll reveal which one next. I'm going to go get more close to this. I'll be right back.
I totally hear you. Still figuring this camera thing out.
It's a little tricky.
It's hard to stay with, you know, when you're not. I'm used to a still camera, and honestly, it's just weird. It's like with the still camera, I end up watching and not following.
Yeah, not in the monitor. Yeah, you get a little chilly.
Head coach Mick Stuke's so confident he's over here hanging out the booth.
Yeah, it's ultimate, right? My players know what to do.
Oh, these. Mick says he's instituted the best attendance policy in the game. If his players don't show up, they run. Mick finds that the only way to motivate ultimate players is by lack of effort. Let's see if James, number 33, what he does is gives a nice shovel pass to Lynn. That was buttery, as Mick would say.
On the rookie.
And Miller. We'll see if they huck, and they do. Looks like your replacement's showing up.
I much prefer getting down there and freezing.
It looks like Dez will be joining us shortly. I'm sure anyone have a question for Dez, we'd love to ask. He says, ask him anything, he will answer.
It's a family network.
Oh, big catch, big throw. That's a tough one in the wind like that. Oops. I think it's 16.
Andrew,
Yes, sir.
check out my Adidas purchase. My coat. I didn't think there was going to be anything when I saw Cheech there when I was there.
Uh-huh.
And I was looking, I was about ready to leave, and all of a sudden I saw this, and I'm like, $30 for a $125 coat? Yeah, I'm there.
This was $30 for a 200. This is 250.
Is it really? Yeah, there wasn't anything like that when I was looking. I know. Miller's patting his seat for me.
Am I not doing camera?
Your
Yeah, you
camera.
are. I'm getting down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Allen's joined the broadcast booth. Let's hear for him. Now Dez is coming. We'll all be freezing together.
God.
Dez, welcome. Dez is here. As he falls down into his seat. Any questions for Dez? He'll answer them.
It's good to be here, Miller. It was fun up on top of the truck with the camera, but it's more fun to be freezing down here at Ramblewood Soccer Complex, or as we like to call it, the Igloo.
First time caller, long time listener.
I'll ask the question. I'll take my answer off the air.
Oh man! At halftime, if we're not frozen, we'll talk about MLU versus AEDL.
I don't have much to say. I'm with whatever team Brody Smith is on. I've got my bromance with Brody Smith.
I once guarded Brody Smith, and the disc was turned, and we were on offense, and I kept guarding him as I was standing on back of the disc, and he apologized because he didn't tell me. That's my Brody Smith story.
That's a good move.
Always tell your opponent when there's a turn. That's the rules of stuff.
A lot of this has been a game of wind,
Yeah.
and Ardrey Kell's going to have it for the most part with them. It's still a crosswind, but it's still favoring the direction they're moving.
Now, Dez, if you could bet on anything, would it be that they're going to huck? Would you bet that they're going to huck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would huck. I mean, I would definitely huck
That's
here.
literally the only throw they have to throw into.
You know, that's a triple team.
That's a triple team. That's a triple
That's
team.
more than a tight cup. It's a triple team.
Oh, no huck!
Oh, that was a
and
sweet,
sick grab!
sweet throw out of the triple team cup.
Oh my gosh! And then let's see, huck right here.
I tell you what, Ardrey Kell, they don't lack for chutzpah. I mean, they're putting it out there. Quick turnover at the goal line.
Looks like James. I am a fan of him. The way he plays.
He moves. He definitely, there's no quit in him.
Jelani Scott. Sign me up as the president of the Jelani Scott fan club.
Nice ups by Jelani Scott to
Well, that's
catch that
James
one.
catching it. Jelani
James?
Scott, yes. We don't know his last name because Mick wouldn't tell us, and he's wearing a uniform that's signed to a girl. So we decided.
Okay.
But Jelani Scott's number 3. He's kind of the hub or ratchet of their handler set.
Gotcha.
Let's see what happens right here.
Nice D.
Yep.
Through into the
No one
coverage.
uses the term ratchet unless you're from Clemson.
Misunderstood rule in Ultimate. What do you think, Des?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. I'm trying to think, I'm usually in violation of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm generally pretty unaware of what the most understood.
I would say stall or injury, then the person has to
Oh.
tap it back in. So if you are stalled, you put the disc on the ground, and the person who stalls you has to tap it. Correct?
I
Or
believe
you have
so.
To, yeah,
But,
you
you
have
know,
to tap
quite
it to bring it back into the field of play.
But you know, Miller, the problem with that is that assumes that anybody's going to acquiesce to the stall call, and nobody likes the stall call.
No one likes to be
I think
stalled.
I've seen 2 stall calls in my career that weren't contested. So yeah, I'm usually never seeing anybody tap the disc in because it's usually going back to an 8 count.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's on stall 9, punt it and make it floaty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Left-handed
Hammer!
buzzsaw hammer.
That would have taken a head off.
There was
if
a
it hit
D
it.
on it, but we got to applaud the effort. Oh, and
Oh,
Nick
no.
McCahan.
It's going out.
It's going out of
That
bounds.
McKay can't come back in.
Oh, I'm hurting. Frostbite and really bad
The
puntery.
most misunderstood rule in Ultimate is the fact that it should be played in about 70 degrees weather.
Or greater.
Yes. Great
Nice
catch.
grab across the middle.
He's lanky. Great throw.
Ardrey's got some good workers going on their team. Just a little more experience. Down 6-2.
Let's see what happens here. Oh,
They've got
Nick's
nice
just going
grab.
out there and throwing one-handed catches up. Now, one thing I've noticed about Nick, he's a very passionate player. He is best when he's just cool, calm, and collected.
nice D.
Yeah, and just confident.
Nice D from the woman in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yes.
And I'm telling you folks, it's like 30 degrees
It
wind
was
chill
sunny
here.
earlier, and she said, sun's out, got to play in shorts, t-shirt. She's ready to go.
Oh.
Big huck. And McCahan's right there. He's just poaching deep now, getting all these Ds.
That handler for Ardrey doesn't lack for a forehand, that's for sure.
And he loves to put it deep.
Yep. Wind at his back. I tell you, it's been tough to score against the wind here. Or pseudo against the wind. It's really a crosswind, but it's going against the team right now. Nobody really covering McCahan. I'm looking to see they're kind of poaching in the middle. I don't know if that's by design or... Whoa.
And a D. Let's see what happens here.
John Reynolds
John Reynolds.
is a tall guy with the D. Major handler, got the big flick.
And he loves to throw it. Here he goes.
Yep.
Here's a deep one. No.
Ardrey's got a scheme that's usually been involving the huck,
Yeah.
but they're smart to keep putting it in Reynolds' hands.
He's a playmaker.
He is a playmaker. He's their Rachel Simpson.
Beautiful
Nice,
throw.
that sweet
Yeah.
forehand to the opposite side
That was sweet.
with a streaking kid in a stocking cap.
They didn't put that in their descriptions.
Is that a replay?
You got it.
That makes the score now 6-3. It's not read.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Des, tell us the origin of Des. Tell us everything you know, what you can about yourself.
I was born in a 200-year-old farmhouse in Iowa. It was difficult growing up. We were raising corn. Corn in Iowa, who'd have thought? And it was difficult. There were difficult times. It was cold like this, even in July, even while we were planting.
You talk about the process of playing.
I was concerned. I thought you were collapsing, and I thought I was going to have to administer some kind of medical
I was just
assistance.
wrapped up in joy of this
Okay,
story.
okay.
Can you talk about the planting process?
Well, it's actually I'll be up in Iowa here in a couple of weeks.
got family in Iowa.
photographing. Oh, I've still got family in
It's
Iowa.
cold.
Still do a lot of work in Iowa. So
It is cold up there. Coldest I've ever been. Iowa baseball game.
you were at an
University of
Iowa baseball game?
University of Iowa. My cousin played there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my family lives in Des Moines.
Yep, I grew up some in Des Moines.
I think it's pronounced Des Moines.
I believe you're correct.
Des. That's where you got your name, right?
That's where my parents, they loved it so much. That and the Des Moines River.
Extra gloves. Oh my goodness, he does.
We're running
If
laps.
you want to
at halftime.
swap, I can swap. These are a little easier to handle the camera with. They're smaller, but they're not as warm. Okay. Not as warm.
Let's hear some more questions.
I'm
Evan's
trying to-
gone deep into his
Yeah,
childhood.
I'm trying to give Andrew Al the equipment that really is ineffective against the goal and keep the better stuff for myself.
Lonnie Scott has it. Goes to no mark on him. I don't know what are they.
They're kind of playing a middle poach. Actually, I thought they were just messing up before, but actually, I actually think they're playing this by design. Kind of a middle poach and playing off the handler.
I've never actually seen that.
No, I don't think their coach has either. It would be my guess.
All right, let's see what happens. That's gonna be a huck right here.
Rachel's putting it up. She's got her guys going there, and that is
halftime.
7-3.
Yes.
Countryside Montessori over Ardrey Kell.
We're gonna take a brief halftime break. Keep turning off.
You owe me dinner. You owe me dinner. I just dished everyone for dinner.
the weirdest thing, I feel like it's entirely made up, but you know, whatever. I'm just saying, like, those are the things where you're like, oh, this is what size tackle was made for. This is still going? How long was this?
Dude, I don't know. But we're on though.
On this. Good work, Team Mom. Did you bring a blanket? That's not how that works.
Yeah, he's just, it's hit or miss.
Well, it was funny in fall league because we would our
I got that on camera.
in
That
fall,
better be top 5 play. That better be win the top 5.
So Desna went and threw and ran, so we're a lot warmer now. We feel better. One thing we were just asked: should high school teams stick to their school name or stick with a nickname? So one of the things they're asking is, should like Montessori go by Mean Green or go by their actual real school name?
No, I think it's a long-held tradition. It seems in Ultimate that you come up with your own name. I mean, it's even in college, a lot of the teams.
Keep going.
Even in college, a lot of the teams don't. They don't even use the colors of their university or their college, and they most definitely come up with their own names for the most part.
I mean, I went to Clemson. We were the Joint Chiefs of Waft.
I did not know that. Are they still that?
Yes, JCal, as we called ourselves, or we'd really Chiefs or Joint Chiefs. But you know, Yeah, it's okay when it's older, but these. I don't think you should just be picking a random name. Like one of my biggest things when I went to Furman University, I guess we called we were a new team Murphy's Law, which I thought that fit us well because everything always went wrong with our team. And instead they went to like Kung Fu, which is fine. It just didn't have like ultimate name should be clever.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Rumor has it they're rebranding.
Who is?
Furman.
Oh, I didn't
We're
know
on the
you went.
street.
I didn't know you went to
I
Furman.
went to Furman in undergrad. Yeah.
Wow. Were you in their music program?
No, with this voice, I couldn't really. They wouldn't let me in. I was
No.
a history major.
Well,
there.
all I know about, mostly what I know about Furman is watching a high school band competition
Ultimate team?
this past fall. Oh, nice.
They have a great
Long
music
throw.
program. Hey, Al, are they rebranding the university or the ultimate team?
Ultimate.
What's it gonna be?
Turnover and
No idea yet.
Countryside picks it up,
Just
trying to
not
get
gonna do
it
anymore.
get moving quick. They've got the wind with them. They generally look to keep it in Rachel's hands.
Huck it!
Huck if you're nothing!
Huck it!
Huck it!
Oh!
We are gonna start heckling
It's a-
from the broadcast.
It's a good thing that Rachel's not listening to Miller. They've still got
Huck
the
it!
they've still got
Huck
the
it!
deck. They're
Huck
still
it!
Yes, and we
Oh,
get all
oh,
that.
B.
The head coach might kill us.
I hope you are proud of yourself, Miller.
Mick is talking, shaking his finger.
Victory!
She will not look us right now, and we cannot be more proud. Also, heckling's a great tradition in the old time.
A fabulous tradition, it really is, and
you
you
do it in
really,
a positive way like
Yeah.
that. It's never anything against anybody, but always make it fun.
yeah, you can't let the heckling affect you on the field.
Never listen to anyone on the sideline. Oh, we did.
Effectively a punt.
Yes.
Not now though. Oh, Nick, it's still going. Oh, you gotta like that play. Finally, somebody with a foot.
Oh, and another.
Oh, so he could do that.
Huckfest 2K13.
Oh! Hey, fabulous grab in the end zone,
I hope you did
one-handed.
the robot after that because that was the RoboCop. That was beautiful. I think that was.
He was out.
And they're calling him out.
It was out, so we're excited for nothing.
And the camera operator didn't have it zoomed in enough. I couldn't really tell.
Yep.
But I think if you have an older team, go beautiful throw. Oh, he drops it. I don't know. It's just ultimate is just its own thing. It's so weird. I think if we want to become more legitimate, colleges should go with their college team name.
Sure.
But you can't go against like Carlton Cup or it's just there's so many different really unique names that really fit that university's team, but not really the university.
Well, ultimately, it's that part of that, slightly counterculture, misfit sort of. Well, I was trying to be generous.
And we have a score by Jelani.
Ah.
I think Rachel threw that offline to him, and she's doing a little celebratory run and dance down the field.
She didn't score.
That was not him. That was James that threw that. Looking back at the video. That should make it 8-3.
Points on 13.
13. Game is till 13.
So you might survive till then.
Yeah.
Mick, who's also not only coach but the producer of this, she gave us a bottle of water, which I'm surprised is not frozen by now. I bet you won't chug it, Des.
No, I won't. I'm sure I'm dehydrated at this point and really need the water.
Let's see, Des. Oh, and the camera, the Ardrey Kell just turned and waved, and the cameraman didn't even zoom in.
No, I got him.
We
giving
got
me
it.
kisses.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, there we are. We got a few kisses right there. Hey, you probably shouldn't throw that huck there. You probably shouldn't huck it there.
You probably shouldn't huck when people on the sideline yell huck. It's not a good idea.
We have Rachel doing it.
When trolls on the sideline are telling you to huck, that's a good sign you shouldn't huck.
Lies! What do you mean we're not good players?
We are plenty good. I mean, I'm not good. I'm okay.
We play Thunder.
Yeah, I'm a semi-professional ultimate frisbee player.
Meanwhile, back to the action.
Oh, really bad. We're right in here, and they just.
Man down.
So, what is going down? We got a man down. I think he's
It's
injured
Nick.
his pride more than his body, because that was a horrible pull. It went probably about 20 yards. Let's see some more questions. Otherwise, we might turn to a song and dance number. Oh, Jaggy's back. Good to see you, Jaggy.
Jeggy all the way from
Yeah.
Does Jeggy have a question?
Yeah, Jaggy, what's the, Oh, Jaggy, that's a good answer to the misunderstood role pick. That is. You see... Oh, and a Huck. Who would have guessed?
Oh, that is a nice... Oh!
But,
A nice D. Had a couple of defenders back there waiting for that one.
well, that's a travel.
And we encourage all young players to learn the rule book. It is something that will help you infinitely.
I tell them, learn the rule book so you can tell me what to do.
Exactly.
I feel like the spirit of the game is really misunderstood.
We used to have to, every season in college, they would do a rule book quiz and every question. Because they'd pick someone and every time we got it wrong, we had to run. So go to the rule book and you got the answer wrong.
That would encourage you to learn the rule book.
Yeah, I still did.
Would
I just
work
hit
for
the
me.
back.
Well, tell us. I mean, I'm going to help. Jeggy's got a good thing mentioning the pick being the most misunderstood. What do we need to know about the pick? What's most misunderstood about it?
I think, because there's so many different aspects to it. A pick is when you're within 10 feet of your person and you are obstructed by either the opponent or your player in getting on the way to the disc. But if the person has 10 steps on you and you're picked and they're catching anyway, the disc should stay with them, correct us?
Right.
But
Right.
if the disc is, if you're picked and they catch it, the disc goes back.
Right.
If the pick's not involved with the play and it is thrown to someone else, you get to catch up your position, but the disc stays there as long as it was thrown before the pick.
Right.
was
And
called,
at this
or
point,
before it was acknowledged.
right. And at this point, I'm just agreeing with everything you said.
I think it's correct. My general thing is don't try to take advantage of rules. You know, if someone's getting picked, you just go. And another Huck.
Countryside kind of baits him into that throw. They did the three-man cup, pushing him to the sideline, threw it straight up the middle where they had the extra man.
Intro without weave there. Huck
Oh,
up the line, and let's see.
got it about
James
5
right
yards,
there.
3 yards out of the end zone.
Now James is wearing SpongeBob SquarePants pajama pants
We
underneath.
we
his-
have to applaud that.
Yes, and a little nice little wheel. Oh! That was a beautiful throwing catch.
Sweet little play there.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Leading him to the back of the end zone. He had about a yard to spare to the end line.
Oh my gosh, that was. Take my breath away. I could sing that all day. That was beautiful.
Question for the booth. Favorite 80s song?
Favorite 80s song? Purple Rain by Prince. But also, in terms of respect, it's When Doves Cry by Prince. They needed a montage in Purple Rain. He wrote, sung, recorded, produced the song all in one day. The man is a brilliant. By the way, Purple Rain is my favorite movie, and I'm not even kidding. It's a beautiful love piece.
Do you know how tall Prince is?
He's tiny.
Well, yeah, tiny.
He's like
kind-
5'6" or something.
He's like 5'2".
He's beautiful.
He might even be 5 foot.
He's amazing. Why is Ultimate State of Club Sport in all these schools this year? I think we should just be happy right now that Ultimate is becoming in schools. It wasn't where I'm from. It's still not there. I just go on Sundays and play with the church. You're not. I work in athletic department, and we're a long way off from Ultimate becoming a college sport. It's difficult to be recognized. It's not a revenue.
Yeah, that was all on video.
It's not a revenue producer. It's not. And there's also high schools aren't looking to add more sports because also a liability issue. You have to get insurance for teams, things like that, travel. There's not enough good coaches out there, so it's a lot of things. The important thing is it is a club. It is in the schools. It is a club. It's becoming more official. We're seeing some schools really embrace it and really run with it, like Countryside, and so it's making steps. I think whenever you're in a process, you never move fast enough, regardless of what it is in life. But I think what we can take a lot of comfort in is there are steps being taken, and we're a whole lot better off than we were 10 years ago with Ultimate. But to interrupt that, JD on Countryside nickname was RoboCop, and now he is wearing pants underneath his shorts. And I told him if he did that, he loses his nickname.
And they're camo camo pants.
They are camo. He is no longer RoboCop.
JD, you're officially no longer RoboCop.
I'm RoboCop to everybody that's watching. Hey, RoboCop.
He just used really sound logic there, I guess.
I didn't follow any of that.
But thank you, Brad, for that question. It's I bet when I don't know how old you are, Brad, but I'm assuming these high school players wish they're being recognized by their schools, but are wearing official school uniforms or doing things that their friends are doing. But I think everyone should really take comfort in the fact they are the not the bottom step, but they are as part of the steps to becoming more and more legitimate.
Yeah, there has to be some evolution to still occur within Ultimate.
And huge catch by that.
Yeah, nice grab. And when you think about it, it's really been, if you think about it in terms of, say, 40 or 50 years ago, soccer even, as established as that is, has a long...
Oh, another big catch. He's really using his body out there. And here comes a huck.
Of course.
No huck. Anytime I call it poorly. I need to stop.
Got a turnover. They had had some nice movement going
Mo
there.
had hopped on their team, and that's momentum.
They're actually going against
Huck
the
it!
wind.
Huck it!
Huck it!
Huck! Huck it!
He's wide open!
Rachel Simpson wisely not listening to anybody from the broadcast booth. But that doesn't mean one of the other players won't huck it.
Dump it!
Hammer!
Huck it!
Huck it!
Hammer!
Crowd's calling for a hammer into the wind. That is
You said the
always
crowd, it's the broadcast
that is
team.
always the winner. yeah. And by crowd, I mean two of us.
Hammer! Hammer! Brad, you're the captain of Christian. Awesome. I played your game last week. That was my first game broadcasting. You guys definitely have a strong team.
They've definitely got one of the better...
Should have hucked it!
I believe everybody believes the huck is called for here.
Fans showed up. They're very poorly dressed.
Yes, they are.
They are good.
Countryside now has...
Oh, you do a huck! Across the end zone.
We have like 4 or 5 fans
And a
here.
big catch. That looks like by James.
Nice grab by Countryside.
It's a big throw. She went across the end zone. That's something I wouldn't advise, but it was a beautiful throw. AK about caught up with it.
10-3, Countryside Montessori.
So, Brad, it looks like you're a freshman. That means you have 4 years to make an impact. So, what are you going to do with we challenge you? How are you going to make ultimate part of the culture? I cross the river occasionally when they let me.
Countryside Montessori takes a 10-3 lead here in the second half. Ardrey Kell's played some decent ultimate. Like a lot of these games, it's a little bit of experience. Countryside's got a couple years under their belt. They got 3 or 4 pretty decent players, and they've got probably a tad bit more athletic ability right now.
Let's see some more.
Ardrey just needs some more experience.
Let's see some more questions, Brad. You brought some good ones. Let's see some other guys. Who's the best dressed man in the booth? Right now it's Des. I put on as much clothes as possible. I'm going to cook a big marshmallow. I got workouts at 8 in the morning tomorrow. It's going to be miserable.
Miller looks a lot like the guys they discovered at the Antarctica from the Shackleton trip.
Hopefully I don't get scurvy, though.
Yeah, from the Shack. They didn't have to worry about scurvy. They were dead.
I should be getting in 10 products.
There we go.
Another huck,
Another
wind
big
catcher.
huck. Another D. Oh!
Yep. Oh! You about caught it.
Almost a tip and a catch in the end zone. or at least to look close enough from this end of the field.
Is Mitch Halloran not here today?
He hasn't made many games. He's working a lot at the Y. Yeah, I was saying that would make a big difference for them.
It's a key loss.
All right. Hey guys, here we go. Loud. You guys say it loud.
Not to him. Not to him.
Countryside having to work out of the end zone against the wind,
right there.
But a nice cut. They've got some good patience when they need to.
Swing. Let's get to Rachel. Oh, nice upline.
They're working their handlers, trying to get a little bit upfield. Maybe look for that long throw, or just to get it away from their end zone.
Hook it! Hook it!
We all want Rachel Simpson to huck it. There's a nice cross-field throw to Nick McCahan.
He knocks down
And
Rachel.
he hit Rachel. He apparently wanted that disc more than she did. They're just doing a lot of
nice.
they're doing a lot of handler crossing. Nice grab by Nick with the D out right on him.
Hammer!
And the booth calls for a hammer, and sure enough, we got it. And with the predictable result of
That
a
might have been
turnover,
a punt.
kind of a 10-yard punt.
Was that a jump? Did he jump and hammer that?
Tebow. He Tebowed it.
He did. I don't even care anymore.
Lay out.
Brad, I am not the person. I'm not that impressive of a speaker. I don't know if I can convince them.
Nice throw. Almost in the end zone. It is.
Caught for the D.
Cut by Ardrey to prevent that score.
But Brad, I'd recommend
They're still fighting.
you can show what it does to you guys, not only the importance of sports. Important sports and how it's developing you is
Hammer!
Hammer! Looks like he's down. They don't know what they're doing now. But Nick McCahan has given up on the game. Andrew, we get a shot at Nick just laying there. He gave up in the middle of the point. He gave up right there. He's laying on the ground, yelling at me about something I can't understand.
Countryside goes up 11-3. Nick's looking at bystanders now to put them in the game. He must feel this one's pretty well in hand.
Yeah, someone just jumped over someone. That's not a good idea.
Especially when they don't know you're coming. Yeah. It's something you can do when you're young.
Announcer. Announcer.
So it's now 11-3. You gonna watch soccer game tonight?
That was my plan before I came
Well,
here.
it's not until 10:30.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
10-3.
11-3. 11-3. Countryside.
Hey, Nick. Sorry about the hucket.
He's enlisted the.
peer pressure.
She has to get used to it. If she wants to.
He always does that. I tell him it's a trial every time.
Whoever throws a hammer gets a high five.
We're trying to get.
Des is so popular.
They prefer
The
the.
high schoolers love that.
And why not? I'm like their grandfather. Big huck with the wind by Nick McCahan. Oh, but it's dropping like a friggin' rock. Nice D by Countryside. Oh,
Hook
Rachel.
it! Yep.
now the crowd of 4 people is cheering for a Huck.
It's a well-trained sideline. And
Oh,
there it goes. It's going to stay in.
Oh, and he drops it.
Nice D.
Is that D?
Ardrey
That's the one
D's
moment
it
I actually
in the
zoomed
end
in
zone.
for it.
Let's see what happens.
It's
Zoom
hard to
in.
catch those.
Look at look. He drops
That was
it.
a drop.
Who was the bad guy in RoboCop? Ask that to the audience.
I don't know.
Who's the anti-RoboCop?
If anyone can Google who was the villain in RoboCop, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Who's the anti-RoboCop?
Who killed RoboCop? That was a couple. Oh, a little scoober. That was beautiful.
So we're at game point here. Countryside Montessori 12-3 over Ardrey Kell. It's been like several games. There's kind of a have and have-nots in the high school league this year. The Latin, Ardrey Kell, Charlotte Christian, Countryside, teams that have got some experience and some kids who have played a little bit, are wearing down. They'll have those good first halves, that 7-3 or whatever.
Give me a
Then in
cheer.
the second half, it's hard to maintain when you're not as experienced.
I will tell you this, people listening. Does not each have 4 years of college
Maybe
eligibility
later.
left. If anyone's really looking for a quick boost to their program, we're willing to come back. So hit us up on the social stream. Give us your best offers. I'm a handler. Let's
go purple.
Deep and play very hard defense. What about you?
I'm a slow handler with little foot speed and only a modicum of handling actual skills.
Hey, give me a highlight.
We would
So
be-
yeah,
Number
so
one
everybody
player.
wants me.
We would be the handling pair of the century.
Give me a highlight.
So let's hear your offers.
The sideline has become well trained to seek the huck
They're not
on
just saying
virtually
huck
every
it
play.
now forever. We got to change
They're
it.
saying it. Yeah.
That's a horrible pull.
The cameraman is talking junk about pool.
We have a very cranky cameraman up there.
He said I owed him dinner.
He's only had to be in the cold for half a game here
I know.
too.
I was at a soccer game before this.
Ah. Wow. That's when the count gets up on you, into the wind or with the wind or
He
whatever.
brought that down.
Yeah, he
But
just
his
about
own teammate
did.
jarred him.
Well, he was throwing it in the direction of the right guy on that team. Got a hammer, and it's working. I think Nick's going to go out of bounds on this one.
Squall!
And the disc flies off into the dark, never to be seen again.
Did you see how much I committed to that shot?
Wow. Your team's so disciplined, Mick.
After the game, we will be doing an exclusive interview with head coach Mick. He will, Mick Sticks. He will be talking by himself as we would already left.
It'd be like a monologue.
Director's commentary.
Yeah, that's right.
Things have gotten a little loose here at the end of the game.
A little loosey
It's
goosey.
12-3. Ardrey would still like to get
Whoop.
something going,
Whoop.
but nice toss down the sideline.
That is not good.
Unfortunately, it's to Countryside.
Formerly the RoboCop.
Des, you know what I realized out of this game?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a really fun high school summer league.
Actually, we will.
And do you guys mix up the teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I play?
You
No.
might.
No.
Absolutely not. You can coach a team.
I'll coach a team.
Whoa.
I've just been asked to coach a high school ultimate team this summer in Summer League. If you want to join me, include the hashtag winner in your application on the team.
I can't believe anybody wants you near their high school children.
Believe it or not, Des, I spend my days modeling the minds of the youth.
I think you should stop right there.
I work on a college campus. It is quite safe.
Not really youth when they hit college.
No, they're just. I was told they're not really youth when they hit college. They're actually more immature when they go to college.
Countryside trying to close this out. They're going to have to do it against the wind.
He throws
And
it
it's not going to happen quite yet. Ardrey with another shot. They're
Okay.
They're about at half field, so of course they want to go long.
The 2-3 Audrey players touch that. Here goes a huck right here.
Yep.
And it's
It's going to stay in bounds though,
tracking right. Let's see.
just out of the hands, out of the reach.
layout call for
And
the
someone
bad throw.
just yelled at the other teammate for not laying out, but he was in equal position to lay out.
Oh, nice
big
throw and
block.
grab. Oh, is he going to go too far with that? Oh, nice
We'll
D.
see. Yeah, that looks.
Broken up,
That
and
was
we may have
beautiful.
an injury
gosh.
by the defender there. He looks like he got poked in the head.
Just a little tippy tap.
Call?
He's a hockey player. He'll still out there.
No call on the play.
No call.
Didn't look like there was a foul.
Countryside working from the goal line, trying to go the whole length of the field.
Hockey!
Of course, the cries go up for the Huck.
Bixby? No. The dad from. That
Apparently,
70 show?
RoboCop ties from ruthless criminals throwing him in a steel mill. Wikipedia is your best friend.
Who is the bad guy?
Apparently, the villains throw him in a steel mill to kill him.
But my question is, who is
Brad,
the
who
bad
is the
guy?
bad guy?
What is the name of the bad guy?
There is a leader. I remember this.
It is actually the dad from That 70 Show. Interesting fact. That is the bad guy from RoboCop. Mark it down. Red Foreman, his new nickname. Anti-RoboCop.
That's good. We're picking up trivia from Andrew Owl, working the camera tonight.
Yeah,
Brad had
Ross
asked us this a little while ago, most frustrating aspect of the sport, and at this moment I'd have to say the inability of these teams to close out this game at a 30-degree wind chill factor. It is 12-3 Countryside, and the wind is playing havoc with them. And again, Countryside looks to have to go to the length of the field if they want to score and finish this. Ardrey still gamely, playing D, and they just made another D right at the end zone. So they're going to get the disc, knocking on the door. Not quite. Kind of threw a backhand bladey thing. I don't want to get too technical on the descriptions of these throws here for you. Countryside with the disc again. A nice outside. It's going out of bounds, though.
The villain in RoboCop
Here we go.
is Dick Jones, who's played by Ronnie Cox. We think.
Ronnie Cox. If you don't know the name, you would know the face. You have seen him in TV shows and movies for years, playing a variety of good and bad guys. Charlotte High School Ultimate and movie trivia.
Thanks, Jared. We see that. Oh, big sky right there. Rip City. We just wish this point would finish.
It's not that we don't love the game.
We just hate the cold. Hot.
And the U.S. is playing Mexico here soon.
Oh.
That's just cold hands.
I'll tell you this. Cold hands do affect you as an ultimate player, but everyone has cold hands. Can't use it as an excuse if everyone has it going on.
Cash the disc.
That's why it's really important in cold weather. Go out there and get your reps in. Practice it. Get your reps in whenever. And also, one thing is when you're going through warm-ups, do it like you're doing in game because reps are everything, just like in every other sport.
By the time you start the game, you should be
Lathered up.
sweating. You should be worked up.
Don't say lathered up.
We have become delirious.
Andrew, I was concerned with our terminology here in the booth.
Who's just lathered up?
I'm not sure why, but I don't even want to ask at this point. Oh, nice attempt by Ardrey Kell. Cross the field pass.
Feet are numb.
I can't believe they're still playing.
That is the longest pocket! Longest point ever.
Punt it.
Rachel Simpson with the disc, so everybody wants her to huck it, of course. She does not. They're working from their own goal line. They get some nice little flow going. It would be nice to see a high school game in this winter league without wind, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
did.
What is he doing?
I've seen the Great Pyramids of Egypt. I have seen.
I've been to Mount Rushmore and I have no idea why he's jumping with the fist.
That was a nice 1 foot throw. In traffic. Oh, that's
That was
going
really
to be long.
I know
Oh.
he threw it away there.
Wow.
Out of the ballpark.
Wow.
Literally threw it over.
Well, there, you do not want to go back there. There are wolves, packs of wolves beyond those bushes.
Stray dogs are really an issue out here in Randall.
That's a joke. Railwood Soccer Complex is a fine soccer
And
complex.
they are hungry.
It's a fine soccer complex with
Well,
stray
well,
dogs.
the fields are great. Just
Great
don't walk
fields.
off the fields into the dark.
You cross the pavement, there's stray dogs. We want to hear. Send us some stories of your experiences with the stray dogs. Anyone have experience with them? We'd love to share it on here. Oh, that was down.
It's down. He did a good job of trying to fool us all, but we
He went Luke
from
Skywalker
here.
there.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Hammer!
Big forehand, but yeah, it's going to hit the side.
Longest point ever.
Yes, it definitely is. I give it to Ardrey though. They're not quitting here.
Are you sure?
Oh, another
Oh,
hawk.
oh,
Oh,
it kept.
It seems like this last point they've given up every fundamental they know, and everything has been successful.
Like hucking?
Here we go.
They're just getting a huck every 5 seconds.
Keeping the disc. They're managing to throw it to the right people. Coming up the sideline. He's looking in the middle. The nice part about them is they do reverse the disc well, and they do dump pretty well.
First place you can get a handler directly behind
Yep.
It seems like it's the best place to get easy through, but so they get stagnant. And a
Oh,
turn.
turnover. Ardrey player steps right
Also,
in
the worst
front.
thing
He's
is the
looking for
handler
somebody to
is-
go there. Oh, it's not going to work.
Uh-oh,
Just
fair
needed
enough.
to take-
If it goes any farther, a
That's
wild dog might
no,
get it.
that is
right, it's
fortunately
still in the
okay.
light.
It's still in the light.
Andrew does make a point. As a handler, you never want to be stagnant. Even if you are playing like a position that's out wide, you're supposed to stretch the defense, you still want to keep your feet chopping or moving or bouncing, because you do always want to be able to make a cut. If you're standing still, it's an extra half second to move, and the defense always going to step ahead of you. That's good.
I think it's pretty easy when you're on the opposite side of the field is to sit and stand. Countryside working it from deep in the field, trying to go the length of the field again. There's a big
Why
huck.
do they keep hucking it?
I think they're punting.
I guess they are.
Because they're going against the wind.
It's tough to understand when everything's working it upwind all game.
hmm Well, I think it's really coaching. Well, poor coaching on the part of Countryside. I just saw the Ardrey Kell handler literally push away his defender with the hand before he threw.
Pushed away. I got pushed right there.
I just
For those of you who
I
couldn't
wanted to demonstrate to you how it was working.
I'm out of recording.
That's a
It doesn't
nice,
matter if you like. There you go.
nice throw
We do
from
have
the end
sufficient
line.
space if you're watching.
This is Nick. He resisted the
huckability.
hawk. That's nice. Working it back to
Huck
Rachel.
it!
Clear out.
The cries go up for Rachel to huck it. She wisely ignores that. Oh, nice
What happens when you
D.
don't huck it, guys?
That was nice D.
If you don't huck it, you drop it. You can't be the hero. You're gonna become the villain.
Yeah, it's like Batman.
Life is like Batman.
Life is like Batman, or like RoboCop, or like
RoboCop
wild
2.
packs of dogs.
Or RoboCop. Oh, was he
A
in?
sweet
Oh
grab.
my gosh!
And he scores. Ardrey Kell. Diving
Beautiful.
catch in
That
the
was dun-dun-dun,
front-
dun-dun-dun. That was the play of the game.
front corner of the end zone.
I think that is game.
That's soft cap.
I think
Yep.
that's hard.
Oh, that's hard cap.
That is the hard cap. That is ball game.
Hey, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, particularly Brad Cussling for asking us questions and keeping us busy here.
You're the man, Brad.
Also, kudos to the several Countryside fans who showed up tonight, even if they showed up late. Thanks to Charlotte Ultimate, and we will see you all next week. This is Des Keller.
Miller Yoho.
Andrew Al.
Andrew Al on the camera. And we will say goodnight for Charlotte High School Ultimate.
Peace up, A-Town down.
All right. It's a wrap. Let's get the foo out of here. Woo.
What time is it?
I couldn't believe when I turned on.
I guess someone's dinner.
When I turned on last week that friggin' snow game. That was crazy.
Oh.
Yes, it was crazy.
I enjoyed the Eagles game the other day, by the way.
Oh yeah, how was it?
I just didn't know. I figured you might. I mean, they're still rusty.
I mean, we only have 5 returners.
Hey, no problem. Let me help.
Hey, I lost that whole second half of that last point because you ran out of disc space.
Oh, it doesn't matter, dude. Yeah.
I figured you wouldn't even
We're over here rooting for somebody to score there.
Anybody, dude. I wanted them to score as well. All right, thanks, guys.
Great.
What can I do?
You want to unplug the extension cords and just start wrapping them up?
Yeah.